Oh, oh my god. Oh. Okay, guys. Sadly, I gotta make another video today. I wasn't planning on making a video today, but something came up that just kind of rustled my balls a little bit, and not in a good way. So, what happened? Let's talk about jokes. So, Colin Moriarty, who you may or may not know from Kind of Funny, he was an ex-IGN employee who started a new company with Greg Miller and Tim Geddes and Nick Scarpino, and they have this awesome little channel on YouTube. Check it out. But anyways, what happened? So Colin tweeted out on Twitter a joke that went like something like this. Peace and quiet. Hashtag a day without women. He did that on National Women's Day, I believe. And well, in return, he got a lot of hate. But the thing is, he got labeled a lot of things as well. He got labeled as a sexist, as a bigot, as just an asshole, that kind of thing. But yeah, a lot of things have been happening with jokes lately, whether it's Colin or PewDiePie or a billion other people on the internet. A lot of people seem to get offended by a lot of different types of jokes. And I just want to talk about why we joke and why we might get offended. So, why do we joke? Normally it's to make light of a situation or to point out flaws. There's a lot of good-hearted light humor. There's black and dark humor. There are different types of humor and different types of jokes. Different types of jokes, all different levels, okay? So, in this case, people got offended, and there might be a couple reasons why. Some jokes hit close to home. You know, if you really value something that the joke is joking about, like the topic of the joke, you might be offended or hurt by it. Also, if you feel that the topic that someone's joking about is threatened in society and they're making light of the situation, that might offend you because you don't like the fact that people are perceiving it as something not important when it is supposed to be important. And you might be offended if you're just looking to get fucking offended, and those people can go fuck themselves. Now, in this case, I think a lot of people just, first of all, didn't understand the context and didn't know Colin very well. Because before you even make an opinion of him, if you follow him, you know that he's not a sexist. You know he respects women. He respects what women are doing in video games, whether they're voice actors or whether they're characters in a game. He respects women in sciences and politics and careers. He believes in equal rights. He's very liberal in that sense. And he loves and respects his girlfriend, which, by the way, he made that tweet while he's sitting beside his girlfriend in bed, and she even laughed at it because it was a dumb, stupid joke that was meant to be dumb and stupid on Women's Day. Just kind of stir up some emotions for fun. Because the thing is, a lot of people are treating like women's rights, at least in first world countries, like there's still this urgent matter that has to be dealt with. And really, women's rights are very normal. I don't know what country you live in, but in North America and in many places in Europe, women have the same rights as men. I mean, sure, women have, are treated slightly differently in certain situations. Men are treated slightly differently in certain situations as well. Not everyone's 100% equal or treated 100% equal, but for the most part, it's a pretty equal and fair society on both ends at this point. So if someone takes National Women's Day so seriously because they feel like, sexism is rampant and threatened and all that kind of stuff, sure, if that's your point of view, just understand the majority of people, that's not their point of view, okay? So before you label someone as sexist or bigoted and all, or fascist or Nazi and all this other shit, maybe think of the implications that has, because that's a lot more serious than the joke that they're making. If anything, Colin joking about women, a stereotype of women, by the way, the stereotype that women talk a lot and nag a lot and that kind of stuff. The fact that he's joking about that on Women's Day is kind of a sign that it's normal now. Like, we shouldn't be scared of making jokes about gay people or women or anyone, because when we make jokes about things, that means that they're normal and we feel secure with those things. If someone is actually offended by a joke, often that means they're not secure about something in their life or the topic of the joke. And in that case, I'm sorry, but the world doesn't revolve around you. I get jokes can be distasteful, but they're jokes. They're not meant to be serious. And if you find them distasteful, that's fine. You can even voice your opinion and say, hey, I didn't like that joke, or maybe ask them questions like, do you really mean that joke in this way? And then blah, blah, blah. But to go out and call them labels, that's too much, especially since labels these days have a big impact on people's reputation. So I just want everybody to calm down about jokes, unless someone, like if someone in a relative died and someone made a joke about that, they're an asshole. That's a stupid joke to make and a very distasteful joke. Most people would agree. If someone is joking about the stereotypes of women on National Women's Day, yes, you might think you might say that they're trying to get some attention or trying to just provoke some people. But in Colin's case, especially if you watch him, you know he was just making a dumb, light-hearted joke. I hear a lot of people kind of accusing him for making light of National Women's Day and not taking that seriously. And I mean, if you take National Women's Day really seriously, good for you. You know, for example, I believe in women's rights. I love the fact that women are being represented more and more in things that I love, whether it's films like Mad Max and video games like Horizon Zero Dawn, and that women can be more than just sexual objects. To me, though, I don't, and this isn't like, don't read me the wrong way, like, I don't even think about women being on another, like, below me or above me or anything. Like, I never thought as women as a different type of human. They have the same rights as me. They're a human being just like I am. I've never thought about them in a different way, and I totally support women equal rights. That being said, National Women's Day, I don't give a fuck about National Women's Day just as much as I don't give a fuck about Valentine's Day. And I'm willing to bet if a lot of people are honest, a lot of people think the same thing, like, oh, great, women, woo, like, whatever. It's just like any other holiday that I think is pointless. I celebrate women every fucking day. Colin is definitely not a sexist. He's definitely not a bigot. He's also not a fascist or any of the other shit people are saying about him. So I just want everyone to calm down a bit. If there's a joke that offends you, double check to make sure it actually offends you and ask yourself why it offends you. And if it does, then at least seek out the context of the joke before you make any assumptions. And if you found the context and you're still offended, then without putting them down and labeling and putting them in the box, you can nicely say that you disagree with the joke or ask them to explain it further if necessary. But to call people by extreme labels that can ruin their reputation, that is very serious, unlike the joke they're making. In that case, you're the asshole, not them. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a boy cried wolf. Right now, the wolf in our society is literally all the bad things we're trying to make better. Sexism's turned into the wolf, rape's turned into a wolf, fascism's turned into a wolf, Nazis have turned into a wolf. Reason why is we're just overreacting about everything, so that when something bad actually happens, no one gives a shit because we're used to people overreacting about everything. So I think it's better for society on a whole to just take a deep breath and just talk and just calm the fuck down. Take everything with a grain of salt, and I'll see you guys next week. If you disagree with anything I say, comment down below. I'll definitely follow up on it. I'll reply. I promise I'll be civil. I won't call you names. I won't call you labels. If you're offended by this video, let me know why. Anyways, guys, have a good day. See you later.